Hey YouTube, welcome back to another episode of King Talks About. I, of course, am King, and here we're going to talk about, drum roll please, Thor Ragnarok. Look at this poster, huh? It's pretty cool. This is from Fandango. Sometimes when you buy a ticket, you get cool stuff. So, Thor Ragnarok. The third in the Thor movie franchise, and as colorful as this is, that is as colorful as the movie is. You know, I think I'm actually going to just hold on to this while I do the review. This is a non-spoiler review. I'll just be lightly touching on the topics and the actors, and let us begin. Starting with Chris Hemsworth, Thor. Thor is doing his thing. He's, Chris Hemsworth does Thor. I mean, that's Marvel has picked the best actors for their role. It's one of these. Oh, I can't imagine anyone else doing that role. His little smirk he does when he pops a joke, all this stuff. It's pretty. I mean, Chris Hemsworth. What can you say? The character Thor, and this movie is a journey. This is a, departure from Thor 1 and 2. Thor 1, he was learning, he was a cocky kid. Thor 2, gaining responsibility, fighting, the dark elves. Thor 3, Thor Ragnarok. I guess Ragnarok. If you know anything, Ragnarok is like the end of time, an end of days, I guess I can call it. So, Thor fighting the end. Tom Hiddleston, Loki. Loki is considered one of the best villains in the MCU. I'm just gonna disregard that. Loki is one of the best anti-heroes in the MCU. He's not doing bad things for bad things' sake. He's not just, I'm going to take over the world. Obviously he was doing that in the first Avengers where you really saw Loki, but it was, I'm going to take over the world to prove to you that I am worthy. It's this need that he has, to show, the world, to show Thor, to show Odin, his mother who, obviously we lost her in the last movie, to show them that he's worthy. And he also has, the trickster aspect. So, he's a sneaky, son of a gun, but he's not the villain. I don't think he's going to be the villain anymore. He's an anti-hero, and in this movie you see him being the anti-hero, You see, in the trailer, you see him and Thor walking with guns, hi guys, and bam, 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 bam. They're working together, same way they worked together in the other one. And you saw how that ended, Does something good, and then does Loki. But Tom Hiddleston is great. Cate Blanchett, introduced now. Hela is the big bad. She is the evil incarnate. If you know anything about Hela rules the underworld. I guess like the devil or Satan or whatever. So she's the big bad. She's what what you have to beat. And I want to say not in the movie as much. I'll get to that part a little later, but still, when she's on the screen, you're watching it. You're like, oh my, this woman is wrecking shop. So, Idris Elba returning as Heimdall. Heimdall is the guy who can see everything. He has, have the big yellow eyes, and he can see, across the realms. and he plays actually a decent part in the movie. And it's Idris Elba, you know, the man is Idris Elba. What you gonna say about that? Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum. When you hire Jeff Goldblum, you want Jeff Goldblum. You want Jeff Goldblum to be Jeff Goldblum. Goldblum. You know, with all the quirkiness and, you know, the Jeff Goldblumness, I guess you can say. You got the, you know, the one-liners. You have the banter back and forth with, you know, whoever is that they supply for him to have banter with. Jeff Goldblum, that's good. So he does good. Tessa Thompson. Now you're introducing another, I guess, hero character, and I believe she will be in the next movie. So, okay, cool. She's playing Valkyrie, which is kind of a play on words because she is a Valkyrie. Valkyrie is a group of people. When the trailer, when you see all the horses coming out of the sky and she's on the horse, those are the Valkyrie. So I guess in this movie they just said, you know what, because she actually has a name, like, you know, it's almost like a prison thing, you know, you're blank 256, so that's what they call her. So I guess to change it up, when she's not living that life, she's now Valkyrie. Does a good job. She's the, what we want to say, like the Han Solo of this, where, you know, she's doing what it takes to survive, but you also know that she's really a good person at heart. You know, Han Solo was the good person and the scoundrel, you know, doing what it takes to survive. You can see she's living that life. She's living that scoundrel life, but she's a good person. So that was a good addition. Karl Urban. I like Karl Urban as an actor. His Dredd movie was great. I love him as Bones in the Star Trek. I actually liked him in the Vin Diesel Pitch Black movies. You know? If you're going to watch this movie and you're going to watch Karl Urban, you may be disappointed somewhat because Karl Urban's in like this much of the movie. So, you know, and he's playing Scourge, aka the Executioner. And it's not what I expected to see, you know, but like I said, I like him. I like his acting, what he did with the role, or what he did with what they gave him. Good job. Then we have Mark Ruffalo, aka Dr. Banner and the Hulk. In this movie we learn more about the Hulk. We learn, and as you saw in the trailer, the Hulk is talking more. You know, he's saying like complete sentences. You know, Thor, you know, Hulk like raging fire, Thor like water, then Thor's like, oh, but you know, I think we're both like fire. And he's like, yeah, Hulk, you know, I said it already, raging fire, Thor little fire. You know, that's a conversation. So we know Hulk is learning, is growing. So it's not just going to be Hulk smash, you know. So we're getting somewhere with the Hulk. So I look forward to more of that. And Anthony Hopkins. Anthony Hopkins is Odin. That's the father figure, you know. We learned some stuff in the movie. I'm going to put this down now since I just ran through all the characters here. You know, we learned some stuff in this movie. We learned some truths, I should say, in this movie. So we introduced Hela, and the story kind of splits. So you have Hela on Asgard, and then you have Thor on Battleworld, where where you see him fight the Hulk, and then obviously the idea is to get everyone all together. So you have Hela doing her thing, wrecking shop, Thor trying to plan and get off of Battleworld. Stuff happens. Like I said, this is a non-spoiler, but you have all the action, you have all the drama, you have, getting back to Asgard and defeating Hela. And the way they did it is pretty good. The movie starts off in a completely different atmosphere, different area. You don't know what the heck's going on. And then, boom, you go like, oh, okay, so that's where that is. That's how they got that. That's going to come in later. Oh, this is going to happen. This needs to happen. The movie is really good. It's not the best Marvel movie. I think that's probably Avengers. But this is a very fun movie. It's different than the other Thors. The other Thors, they were trying to lead action drama with, a smidge of comedy in there, where they had Natalie Portman and the other girl, don't remember her name, but she's on that show, Two Broke Girls, I think. But they have her, Natalie Portman, comedic banter, and I actually liked her in the role. Not Natalie Portman, the other girl, because she was always, meow meow, when Mjolnir would fly by. Thought that, I always thought, so she was like the comedic person, because I believe Two Broke Girls is a comedy. haven't seen it. So, but now, you don't have anyone else. They're not on Earth. They don't go to Earth. You don't see Natalie Portman. She's mentioned, but I don't think she's coming back to any Marvel movie. It's not a spoiler. That's just news. So, Earth is not a thing. You have Asgard. You have Battleworld. So, this is a very good movie, very fun movie. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna go, damn, that's hardcore, and you're gonna enjoy yourself. This is a solid movie, and to give it a score, I'm trying to. Oh yes, by the way, back to the colorfulness. This is some colorful stuff. This is just, how the other movies were just, I guess, normal tones. They weren't dark, but they were just everyday looking movies. This is some flashy colorfulness, and without hitting halves, I'm trying to avoid halves, so I'm going to push this to 4 stars. So this is a 4-star movie out of 5, which means it's very good. That's a B. Great movie. Go out and watch it. I highly recommend it. If you enjoy Marvel movies, you've already seen it. If you thought Thor was meh, and you thought Thor: The Dark World was bleh, because there are people who just really dislike this movie. This is different. This is a complete departure. I recommend, if you feel that way about the other two, you watch this movie, and you're going to go, wow, I actually like Thor. I enjoyed that movie. Hopefully you don't hear the train in the background. But the sound of the train, like the video, subscribe to my channel. As always, peace out. Go watch Thor.